Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to another episode. Fight like a motherfucker. And it is crazy, honestly, to be here and kind of watch this thing take off. I had done a video talking about how this whole thing got started and kind of where the saying came from, where everything came from. And, when I look back, it's kind of crazy now to actually like putting some time and effort and energy behind this project, because it's something that's very near and dear to my heart, and learning to intertwine like my with the blue collar life, and having the opportunity to come on here and have this platform to talk to you guys and help you in your journey in this life. And the other part of this project, really the biggest part, is to bring as much awareness to it as we possibly can. We got a lot of this young generation now that, I'm not knocking the young generation, I think they bring a value that people don't understand. They get on real quick, but they really haven't found their way into our world yet. And I do see on the horizon things are kind of slowly starting to change now. AI is starting to take over in a lot of departments, and it will continue to. I'm sure there'll be some regulation or something that they'll put at some point, but as of right now, if you foreshadowing the future, a lot of these computer jobs that these guys went to school for many years ago are slowly going to be taken out, and people are going to need jobs. So the pendulum is going to swing, and I'm trying to get ahead of it. Right? It's more foreshadowing on my part where this whole industry is going to go, and I do believe a lot of doors are going to open up for a lot of people. And I'm just trying to bring awareness to it and share my knowledge and what I've learned over the years with you guys. So that's what this channel is all about. If you are new to the channel, which is kind of a long-winded intro for me, I don't usually go that long in the intros, but it's very important for you guys to understand. If you're new to the channel, man, subscribe to the channel. I mean, come on, smash the like button just the same. Push that algorithm up. Really helps us. On this episode, though, I really wanted to dial in on, really the top is going to be delivering a 5-star experience. And, that has a lot of different meaning to a lot of different people. And that's the funny thing about just life in general and some of these topics you hear me talk about, is that there's always more than one way to skin a cat. There's always more than one way to live your life. There's always more than one way to provide a service. If you guys have been paying attention, and I know I have, because I'm in a service industry, my business is a service industry, I'm very in tune with the service industry in the world we live in now. And it has been lackluster, let's be honest. That's from restaurants all the way down. People forgetting your order, people grumpy as at work, the energy is low, tons of mistakes, no caring for the customer. I mean, we can go on and on and on, and I'm sure you've experienced this. So as a business owner, what's my job? My job is to provide the best experience I possibly can for my customers. So when you're delivering a 5-star experience, you might be watching this and thinking to yourself, well, I'm not a business owner. Well, that doesn't mean because the truth is, as a person, as somebody who is in the service industry, so whether that be like in my type of business, you could be doing residential, you could be doing industrial, commercial, whatever, you're still showing up to somebody's place, right? Somebody's opening the door for you to be in their space, and you should be doing the best that you can to provide the best service you possibly can. So even if it's not your own company, it's how do you show up, right? And that's how I gauge people. It's like the guys that work for me, I gauge them based on their attitude, based on how they show up to the jobs, based on how we take care of the jobs. Are we clean? Are we leaving a mess? What type of individuals are we dealing with? And you should be looking internally and thinking to yourself, okay, how do I show up? So if I go to a residential home and I ring the bell, am I showing up with gratitude towards the customer and being kind to the customer, understanding that the experience might be stressful for them, putting yourself in their shoes a little bit, are all things that are super important. Now, for me in my business, I'm mostly in basements and I'm dealing with big buildings. So obviously I don't have to see homeowners and stuff, but I meet with supers and they open a boiler room door, and when my company was there last, I expect everybody to leave the job better than the way they found it. That's how I operate. When I come to the job, I'll sweep the floors. Is it my job to sweep the floors? No, but it's not about what's your job and what's not your job. It's about going above and beyond and creating that experience for your client. And again, if you're just a worker inside of a company, it doesn't matter, because again, perspective, right? On the business end, I want to make sure that the experience for my client is everything that they signed up for. At the same time, I have guys out in the field. And the guys that are the standalones, the guys that stand out the most are the ones that constantly put their time in every single day, show up, leave the place clean. The ones that customer goes behind them and they give me a call and they're super happy with the service, super happy with how the boiler rooms look, not leaving garbage behind, not leaving a mess, not leaving your rubber gloves on the floor, which I have seen before and I've had to address. So really it's internally questioning yourself and how you want to show up. How do you want to be known? How do you want to be remembered? How do you want to excel, whether it be in somebody else's business or eventually in your own? It's such an interesting dichotomy that I've come across so many times. And throughout the years of doing service and being in the service industry, I've seen some guys that take full care of what they're doing. They have a checklist that they go through from A to Z, and they make sure they leave that place as clean, if not cleaner than they found it. And then I found the guys who go there and they do the bare minimum and they leave the place like, or they leave parts that are already not working. You know, they're doing some overhauls or what we call preventative maintenance. They're going in and they're just bypassing doing the thing they're supposed to do. So in the next season when somebody goes, or even in that next winter or whatever you want to say, somebody else has to go and do the work that that person decided they weren't going to do. And if you think that doesn't weigh on ownership or doesn't weigh on you, or that's not a checkbox in the wrong column, right? Like positives and negatives. When I'm looking into my guys, you know, and assessing where they are, and I have myself a personal checklist. It's not physically written out. You could do that, but mentally I'm like, all right, is this guy showing up on time every day, right? Are we showing up to the buildings when we say we're going to show up? And that's a huge one. Doing what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it is just one of the most important values you can possibly carry with you, and something that you should take with you from either your own business or working for somebody, whatever, because it's important. You have to understand that the people that are either in a higher management position, or again, if it's your own company, clearly you want to be showing up at your best. But it's amazing how many times people don't. So again, thinking about it, like if you went to a hotel and you went to a 5-star hotel, I would imagine that you're going in, your mind's like, all right, your expectations are going to be through the more so than if you went to a Holiday Inn Express, right? Like if I go to a Holiday Inn, I know that I'm getting what I paid for. Like I'm not expecting tremendous anything. Kind of like, all right, this is what I paid for, and I didn't buy anything high end, so I should expect the service to kind of match my expectations. But if I go to a super high end hotel, right? I go on vacation with my wife, let's just say, then I anticipate clean sheet, clean rooms, amazing hospitality, service, bar none on the service, like the type of when you leave the trip and you're talking with each other and you're like, this was great. Like I would 10 out of 10, 11 out of 11 would come back and experience this again. Like that's my expectation. So if I show up to the same place and my room's dirty, or, you know, the food is or the service is crappy and people have a attitude, well, I mean, we're all going to feel the same way because you're paying 5-star prices. So it's the same thing for me. Maybe in the business you work in my company, I'm probably not overly priced. Our overhead isn't as large as some of these bigger companies, but we charge to do the job. And so people's expectations of us should be that we're doing a great job, that we're showing up as professionals, that we're doing everything we're supposed to be doing, and we do it the way we say we're going to do it. We show up when we say we're going to show up. We show up with zero attitude. We show up with, they should always have the expectations that everything's going to be done above and beyond. That's how I train my guys. That's how we operate in the field. This is how I discuss things with my customers. So I'm doing my best to always provide. Now, we're also human beings, and some days guys have bad days, and that's fine. Shit happens. But if the majority of the time you're showing up at your best within my company, within yourself, and you work for another company, I'm telling you. Now, again, back to the business ownership perspective, because I can give you both sides. I've been on both sides of the coin. As a business owner, when I look at my guys go above and beyond, guess what? I reciprocate. Now, whether that be with a bonus or some kind of gift, or whether it be a raise, depending on where we are, in the season or when evaluations come around, things like that. But would always reciprocate. And sometimes it's just a verbal reciprocation. It's like letting people know, because at the end of the day, we're also human beings, and we like to hear that the job we're doing is sufficient and more than sufficient, and that people are accepting and excited about what you're providing. So at the end of the day, I want you guys to think about this way. You have a checklist. Even if you watch this right now and you take a second and you write a few action items down that you're going to do when you go to the job. So it doesn't matter what job you do. It doesn't matter if you're an electrician or a plumber or a contractor. It doesn't matter. You have a set checklist. You have a way you want to get things done. And going back to a video we've done before, which was core values, intertwining your core values into how you operate as a company is also a helpful tool to kind of keep guys on the straight and narrow, doing what they're supposed to do. And you also have to share your vision with people. Too many times, guys have companies, they don't take guys under their wing and share what the journey is going to be, what the goalposts look like, right? Because when people can work towards something, so whether that be, dangling a carrot or some goal that you set down in the future, they really don't have anything to work towards. They don't know what the end game is going to be. So it's really important also to intertwine these things with your core values, conversations about where your anticipation is, where that person, and also talking either to your employer or to your employees about where it is they want to go. And then you can draw a map to help get them to that place. And then it also helps get your business to where you want it to be. So again, showing up, how you show up on time, do the right job, go above and beyond. Don't leave any check boxes unchecked, right? Doesn't matter if the customer's or if they're the greatest customer in the world. You should always be showing up at your best. You never know when it's going to come back around to you, especially as somebody who's working inside of another company. Again, just giving you my perspectives from both sides of the fence. I hope you guys got something from this, though. Once again, I appreciate you being here. If you've watched this far, please subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, give us some love. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts on this topic, or even if you have any questions about videos you'd like us to shoot, leave a comment below. Let's talk about it. We appreciate you again once more for being here. I hope you have a great day. Hope you're crushing in your business. Keep up the great work. Peace.